Oh, I'm live. Okay, that's cool. I don't know why it worked faster this time. I added server manager. Let's see. I don't know why it keeps going out. Try managing servers with Windows Admin. Windows Admin Center brings together news, familiar features, all in one browsable app. It runs the server with a PC. Man, I don't even need to do all that. I know for a fact that. Oh, shoot. Where do I want to start? Okay, let's go to tools because as much as I'm enjoying playing with it's still running. Okay, so my hair looks crazy. Welcome to the chat. I have two things going on right now. I am currently working on starting up a virtual machine. I'm currently working on starting a virtual machine, and I just downloaded Server Manager for my computer. And then, oh, I had somebody join and then they left, and I was going to say I'm going to do a demo of how to actually start a VM on your machine, I'm going to say Windows machine. Oh my gosh. I need to update this because that's what this is. This is a view option update. I know. Oh, fudge. It's a driver update. How did I know it's a driver update? View optional. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this Linux machine, this VM right now. So I just downloaded Linux, Red Hat. And I don't really have any direction that I'm moving in. Really, I want to be able to set up my virtual machine so I'll be able to remote into it. So I don't have to lug around this one forever. But my goal is I have a server down here. So I'm looking to get some SSDs to put into the server and then I'll run everything through that server. Hopefully, if it can upgrade to Windows 11. If not, then I'm just going to be doing a bunch of VMs for the time being. I guess until I get tired, I'm going to be working. I'm going to switch off from this Linux and I'm going to switch on to 2 tasks, setting up a new VM on this machine because hopefully it shouldn't take up too much space. And 2, setting up a Active Directory through Server Manager. I've actually had experience setting up a Active Directory through Microsoft Azure, but it was a really long time ago. So I'm hoping to see I remember a little bit. Hopefully, I can practice on my system admin work as well as a security analyst role. As far as the virtual machine, we're going to just update this. We're just going to go ahead. Let me get out of this VM right now so I don't crash anything. I'm going to do quit. But it pinged. Did it ping? It never failed. I probably should wait until it failed. I was trying to ping my IP address, but that's neither here nor there. We're gonna go ahead, exit out of this. And we're just gonna stop this. Are you sure you want to stop at the virtual machine management service and its dependent services? You'll be unable to manage the virtualization. I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm just gonna say don't stop and just update. I'm kind of fine with it running because technically, as long as it's running, the computer's running, it's running. So hopefully, for this time being, we're gonna swatch this back over and take you to my big monitors. Okay. For the one person who's in the chat, go ahead, drop some comments, ask some questions, give some likes, blow us up, or don't. I'm not gonna force you to. Okay, so here's the home screen. I'm hoping, I think this is Nigel. Nigel, what's up? If it's not, hi, random stranger. Okay. So right now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tutorial of how to set up a virtual machine. So we're going to go down here. I'm not sure. You may have to, you have an older machine. Okay. You have an older machine. So I have to think about how I got Hyper-V downloaded on an older machine. But anyway, we're just going to act like you already have it. You can look up how to download Hyper-V onto your machine, and it's called Hyper-V Manager. Yeah, Manager. So you're going to click it. It's going to come up wherever it's going to come up at. I don't know. Over here on the screen. So let me move this over. So this is your home landing page where we first get into Hyper-V Manager. To the right side, you have your different actions that you can take. It's very similar to the class that we took where we had to go in through like different virtual machines. This is actually one of the bases before you go into Ubuntu. And Ubuntu is just a Linux server or a Linux virtual machine. So we're going to navigate up here where it says New Virtual Machine. And then it's going to take you to the setup wizard. So I need my glasses because I can't see, but we'll just get really close. This wizard helps you create a virtual machine. You can use virtual machines in place of a physical computer for a variety of uses. You can use a wizard to configure the virtual machine now, and you can change the configurations later using Hyper-V Manager. To create a virtual machine, do one of the following. Click Finish to create a virtual machine that is configured with the default values. Click Next to create a virtual machine with custom configurations. So I will always say this is that it's better for you to customize it than just let it default, because default it will take up a large amount of RAM and space that you may not be willing to dedicate to this. So we're gonna go hit next. We're just gonna say Syd DevOps tester. Oh, I didn't even capitalize Syd. That's so mean. Now, this is where you can store it in a different place. Also, I highly recommend with every naming convention, as you already know in computer science, name it something memorable so you know what you're going to put in there. So once you have, like, let's say 10 or 15 different virtual machines that are hosting different services, you actually have an understanding of what that is without having to go all the way, click in, and see whatever assets you have inside of it. You can create a folder or use an existing folder to store a virtual machine. If you don't select folder, the virtual machine will be stored in a default folder configured for this server. Self-explanatory. You got a folder to put it in a folder. I don't have a folder. I'm very unorganized. So yeah. Generation 2, this is default, but on the older ThinkPad, it actually defaulted to Generation 1. I don't really know the difference, I guess, other than it being like it's going to be the most up-to-date. It's going to give you the most up-to-date features as soon as they roll out. Do as you want. I'm going to say yes, because that's what I just have on this one. And this is the amount of memory allocation to this virtual machine. So you can specify the amount from 30 megabytes to all the way to that many megabytes. To improve the performance, specify more than the minimum amount. So I'm just going to keep the default and use dynamic memory, which if we know what that is from coding, it's just making sure that no, it's bad. Basically, it's needs to be smart with your memory and how you put everything in. Dr. Alak would be disappointed. Oh, it self deletes. That's where I was talking about, where it creates the partitions where it'll kind of decisively get bigger or smaller depending on the need of storage. There we go. Or memory. There we go. Had to do a little bit of redemption arc there. Each new virtual machine includes a network adapter. Now, this I messed up, and that's why it took me so long to get the IP address off of the virtual machine I created on this Linux, or on the Linux machine. Go through and click default switch, because if you don't, it's going to try to search for Ethernet, and 9 times out of 10 you don't have Ethernet connected to your device. So go ahead and do switch. It'll work for you. Oh, I should have downloaded Linux on here too, I guess. I'll go back and start doing that. And I will also throw the link for Rail in. I'm using the laptop I usually have in class. But the one that I initially set up my virtual machine on is one of the ones that we were given by the school. I just didn't have I didn't set this one up on this computer because I didn't want to take up a bunch of space. But because this is the one that I'm easily able to stream on, and I also had to update this computer, I just went ahead and did it on this one. Oh, this one's awake. Okay, so this one's awake, so I can go do what I want to do with this one next. Okay, so now we have our name, we have its location, we have its max size. I'm going to move this down to 30 because that's a lot. And use a hard disk, attach a virtual hard disk later. We're just gonna do this because you can always delete it. So create a virtual hard disk. This option will create a VHDX dynamic. There we go. So basically, rather than it taking up space on your actual machine, it's going to create it in a virtual machine elsewhere. I don't know where elsewhere is. I don't have an operating system. But this, funny enough, this computer automatically came with Ubuntu, which I think is weird because I never downloaded Ubuntu on this PC. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a little fun game of download real quick. Okay. Did I put it in the chat? I did not put it in the chat. There's a step-by-step guide if you want to follow along to download now Rail by itself. So this will take you to the learning portal. I already had it downloaded in here, but it canceled and it failed and it crashed. So I'm gonna have to go back and re-download it. So Rail free. There we go. Now this sucker is big. It does take up about 10 gigs. So that's one reason why I didn't want to run it on this computer and I wanted to save it. But you know, it's whatever. At the end of the day going in, and we need to have it anyway. So now it says it's gonna take 20 minutes. I hope it's not gonna take 20 minutes. You can also download Ubuntu. Let me see how many gigs this is because we can't have both of them, but we can have one of them. And I'll also show you how to set up server manager on here too because I just found that out. 5 gigabytes is this for desktop. We'll go ahead and download that too because we're just downloading things. Was I just able to do this without it? I was. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. Ubuntu, we'll come back to you. But I do have the storage for it. I really do have the storage for it. Whatever. Whatever. Feel free to comment, Nigel, please. Tell me I'm doing this. I'm making a bad decision. So now we're going to go look for how to install the server manager because that's something new that I just learned. So settings. And of course, it opened up over here. I believe it's called optional. Yeah. Optional features. I don't remember what it's called. Dang. I don't need more memory. I mean, unless you got memory, I'll take it. I really need to buy more storage. I really just need to go break down and spend the money to go ahead and get more storage and just back everything up and then copy my profile, then put it on a new one. I need to. Do I want to? Not really. Server manager. Oh, you can do it through. I did not know you could do it through command prompt apparently, but you can. Okay, so it's settings, apps, advanced app settings. We'll go to advanced app settings and see if it's there. Uninstall, install program. Default, let's see what default. So it looks different. It did not look like this. It was not this complicated, I promise. Autopsy is that big? Oh, that's thick. That's really thick. And I did not think Teams was that thick either. Yeah, I would say what? Okay. This is from the database class that I take it. I did not see the option for optional features. Now I'm getting sleepy. How much do I need? What you want to give? That's like Raheem. What you want to give me? Eh? Active Directory certificate. You want to basically download all of these. BitLocker encryption. Every single thing that we really want to do. Group policy manager. There is a lot. There is not this many. Here we go. We really want server manager. I think everything else can wait. So basically, what's really crazy is like I keep going back to the class, but the Active Directory and the servers that they had, every single one of these were clicked. So we're gonna add those. Okay, I was gonna say, ooh, that you have. What do you have? They're not answering the question. Dang, I gotta wait for this to load. So anyway, back to this computer. Hopefully, because I ran updates on it, I can leave it but I'm probably not gonna leave it. I'm gonna make sure that this week can get on server manager because that's really I don't want to say the most important thing, but that's something I've been wanting to work on is building an active directory with policies. Because at the end of the day, you're only as strong as the policies that you can create. And I'm about to be like him. I want to go to sleep. Trying server. I wish you could see this, but it's okay. You'll see this in a second. What is this? It's okay. Let's see. Did it download? It didn't download. Why should I download? Oh, it's okay. We don't need Red Hat right now. Red Hat's fine. I'd rather have Ubuntu on this computer and Red Hat on the other, just because of the bulk of it. Just because of the bulk. Because 10 gigs. How much storage I got? Oh, I can't leave this page, of course. Uh, no! Dang, I just canceled that because I was being patient. Just canceled that because I was being impatient and I had to go back and re-download that. How childish. So back to Hyper-V. Whenever that installs, we're gonna go down here and install an operational install from a bootable. But oh, I guess we'll have to do it later. So description, Gen 2, everything with it, finish. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm about to send you all the homework answers. Thank you very much. No, because I promise I'm going to go back through and record a better tutorial for this. And probably would just be like a silent one. Just so you can go back and reference it. Because when I tell you, this will be great on your resume. It'll look fire on your resume. It'll boost it. And that's the main thing that you really want is to be able to boost your resume up. And especially then you can say, oh, well, here's some projects that I've personally worked on. And then the same way that I'm like streaming this right now, you can still work on it and be like, okay, so here's what we're doing today. Here's what I hope to get accomplished. And then you start writing documentation. And because that is the bulk of it is here's the task that we're setting out to do. Here's the documentation that we wrote for it or that I wrote for it. Here's my learning curves. Here's the outcomes that I made. That's literally half the battle. Bro, look at this. Oh, you can't see it. You can't see it. Oh my god. Whoa. How do I fix this? So I can't create an active directory because the local computer is either not domain joined or it does not have access to domain controllers. Your computer must be both on domain. So I need to create a domain first. Watch that be what it's actually telling me is I need to create the domain first. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun project for later. I can already tell you that now. Did it download? It's not downloaded yet, so we can get on with this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn on this computer. This one right here. We're gonna connect to it. Right click, connect. Okay, now I gotta move this over again. Ooh, it failed to start. Um, did my task manager go back up? I need RAM. That's what I really need is RAM. And that's another reason why I put it on this computer, because it just, this computer, I do too much with this computer for it to even. How did we go back up? In task. Watch this. It's about to end. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, because I do not have a sufficient enough amount of RAM to actually do this. I'll have to record a video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.